Yeah, we out here on the way to go meet the rest of the UK chapter of the NFAC. So yeah, we're out here just getting a little footage for Major TV and.
Let's talk. I said there's power in these words, so let's talk. Let's talk. I said there's power in these words, so let's talk. Yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. If I don't talk to you, a treasure in this message, so I gotta drop a couple jewels. Did it for my people, need some guidance, and they seek it true. Tired of propaganda, and they sick of being lied to. There's power in these words, so let's talk. Yeah. So let's talk. I said there's power in these words, so let's talk. Yeah. So let's talk. I said there's power in these words, so let's talk. Yeah. So let's talk. I said there's power in these words, so let's talk. So let's talk. Let's talk. I said there's power in these words, so let's talk. Yeah, so let's talk. I said there's power in these words, so let's talk. Yeah, so let's talk. Sharing knowledge like college, corruption and all the violence. We talk about all our problems. We turn our words into power when all our heroes is dying. The media making them monster. Black leaders stripper, they honor like history, they rewrite it. There's power in these words, so let's talk. Yeah, so let's talk. I said there's power in these words, so let's talk. Yeah, so let's talk. I said there's power in these words, so let's talk. Yeah, so let's talk. I said there's power in these words, so let's talk. Let's talk. I said there's power in these words, so let's talk.
Hey, my people, what's going on? This is Major TV. Let's talk. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum, hotep, shalom, and good day. For those who tune in, thank you for tuning in. If you won't mind, would you hit that like button and at least get in the chat? Let me know what's going on, how y'all doing, how your day. So far my day been busy but productive. The usual, you know what I'm saying? Working hard, putting it down. You know what I do. Thank you, Twine, for pulling up. The first person in the building. What's up, brother? Major in the room. What's up? How you doing? Glad you come through. Have a special guest, Sister Kat. Supposed to be appearing live. I'm waiting on her to contact me with that. We just lost all communication. I've been calling and emailing, but she haven't got back with me. So I'm waiting. I just email and told her I'm going on air. What's up, brother, man? Hello, everyone. Be first. How you doing? How you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Hold on, that's a call right here. That's a call. Sorry about that. That was Sister Kat calling in, trying to get organized with you. Come on. Jam with Pam at Major TV. Let's talk. Greetings to you. Greetings to you, sister. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate the love. My man, Sean Kennan, how you doing, brother? Still in here with you, bro. Shalom. Shalom to you, family. Glad you down with me, man. Keep the good work. For real. Greetings to everyone. Pam wants shout out to all y'all, for real. Elder in the building. Chawara, insight, positive vibration brings positive thoughts, resulting in positive action. Peace, Major. Peace, brother. Thank you for coming through. Much love, much love. Yeah, lover. Shalom, everyone. Shalom. Thank you for coming through. Sean said, greetings, Pam. The Promised Land 444. Shalom and blessings, Major. Stand strong. Spiritual family. You already know. Gotta to keep it 100. For sure, for sure, for sure. Y'all do me a favor. Y'all like the video, y'all share it. We're gonna have an interesting guest coming on. She had been around for a minute, emailing me and stuff like that. And she shares a lot of information with me. Unfortunately, I'm just a one-man army, so a lot of time I can't get as much information to y'all as I want to, but she's been very, very consistent with sharing information. Too much information, a whole lot of information. But it's all good, you know. But the sister was telling me about some stuff, right? And she was connecting the dots with the present season every 4 years and stuff like that, how things change every so many years. And she had a good outlook about it, and I don't want to say theory or what have you because it can be, but I just want to say that I liked the way how she was coming. I thought that it shouldn't just be for my ears only; it should be for the people as well. So as soon as she can come in, we definitely get straight to it. She just called me, and I was planning to just follow the link and it should set up and whatnot. So hopefully she come through real soon. Look, let me say this. Right now, we have to look at everything in the sense whereas we're in the information age, we have to be about getting information. We can't let nothing go idle or go over our head. We have to definitely be trying to learn, grow, evolve. You don't want obsolete. You don't be obsolete. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be stuck in the past, whereas you can't see what's going on around you. You want to be able to identify with it and see what's going on and connect the dots, not being stuck in one place. You know, you have to stay open to growth. You have to really want to develop because it means nothing to listen to this video or any video if you're not willing to learn because there's so much information, there's so much knowledge out there. So I advise everyone to stay open to learn and growing. This is a real, real struggle and fight for black people. Real talk. Hold on 1 second. That's her right there. Sorry about that, family. Trying to bring her in into the live and whatnot. And she's trying to get the link and walk through the process of coming on. But I definitely want y'all to hear from the sister. She's very powerful. She has a lot of information. She sent me so much stuff. I don't know if I'll be able to pull up everything and show it to you, but she was saying a lot of things that we know about or have an idea about. But the way how she's bringing it, she's coming from a different perspective. She's very, very deep, you know. So I can't wait till she come on and what have you. I'm just let her just do her thing. She's very profound in her thinking and thought. I think she's a bit too profound because she has so much information. She's been just trying to just get it all out. And she go right now. She's pulling up. How you doing, Sister Kat? What's up?
Hi, Major. Hi, fam.
I'm good. Finally meet you.
Yes, finally to meet you. Nice to meet you.
I've been getting so many emails from her. Y'all can't believe it. This sister's extraordinary. She sent me so much stuff. And she has her own little business. She make jewelry, shea butter, and all kind of stuff. We'll talk about that at the later part of the show. I really want to get into what you was talking about. And I just want to introduce you to everybody and just let everybody know Sister Kat. And she got some stuff she want to tell us.
Well, my name is Kathy, and I grew up in a small town, which I'm in now. And I just want to give you a little bit of background on what gave me the insight to some of the understanding of, I believe, is our major problem, is recognizing groups. groups, not individuals all the time, but groups of people like the suffragettes and like the LGBTQ, that Me Too movement. It's not the individual people, but there are individuals within those movements that use it as a tool against us. And I've seen it before, and I'm watching it again. And what I want to ask the young people to do is go past the 60s civil rights movement. You're getting stuck. You cannot see it. Draw yourself a timeline. Like in school in the 5th grade, doing them timelines. That's what I did. But I started back at the Pope because they taught us this song in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Now that they told us all that one. That's a propaganda. Why? There's a reason for that. It's a political reason, and it's how they've used religion. So the Pope and the Queen and their families still have influence in the United States. If you notice some of the moves, when the Pope moves, they move. The other people are these feminist movements. The suffragettes, they started the prison industrial complex. They started that system to give their men jobs. It's all about money. So when we trace back these different situations, we trace them back to money. So if we take 1860, what was going on in 1860? You had the Democrats and the Republicans. I don't know if you guys know this, but Abraham Lincoln was not even on 14 of the ballots. I mean, of the states. You know, that's what you hear, not my president stuff. They were saying that then too. They were saying that, and they're talking to you now on the FBI and national security, homeland security, what they say to you. The biggest problem is domestic terrorism. Who were those groups? KKK. That's the main group. The KKK, and they're, as KRS-One says, they were the overseers that became the officers. Your New York PD, the Patty. Who is he? The Irishman is Patrick. Under the Pope, Catholics. John F. Kennedy, what was he? Come on, y'all, what was he? Major, what religion was John F. Kennedy? You know? Same religion as Joe Biden, Catholic. They were afraid to have a Catholic president because he might be under control of the Pope. So, the other thing I'm seeing is the Pope had a fight with a certain group of his people. You ever heard the Illuminati? Yes or no, Major? I'm here talking to you.
Yes, of course.
Okay, I just want some feedback.
All right, yeah. I'm sorry. Oh yeah. All right, I'm sorry. I could answer the
question. Participation there, because I know you'll fall asleep like a pastor sitting on a church bench.
I'm not sure. I mean, when you deliver, I just want you to deliver, but I'm right there with your trust.
All right. So this Illuminati, they was getting a hold of our books on alchemy. They've always wanted to change it. Iron to gold, lead to gold, right? That's called alchemy. When I take an idea and make money off of it, I just did alchemy. I just changed a thought into some cash. How we do that? I just put some bees on here and made some cash. Cash. Alchemy. But they teach us to be afraid of alchemists. They teach you to be afraid of the illumination of the knowledge from our people, whether it's from Egypt or whether it's the jungles with the hoodoo and the voodoo. If it's black, you're supposed to be scared of it. Black magic, black witch, black language. Dr. Ernie Smith changed the linguistic terminology to Ebonics because black, ugly, wicked, evil. So he changed it to ebony plus phonics, Ebonics. That was one of my professors. Another professor I had was Dr. Frances Cress Wellesley. I didn't know who she was at the time because she hadn't written her book yet. Mr. Neely Fuller was in Korea and he was writing these notes down, kind of like some people do, be writing stuff. He was observing. So by 1984, he had met Dr. Wellesley, Frances Cress Wellesley, and he had a suitcase full of his manuscript by hand. And one of her friends was a surgeon. And he said, man, what you carrying? Why you always got that? I ain't letting it go, man. That's my manuscript. Let me see. They said it was all written real neat. That surgeon typed up that manuscript. So it wasn't until 1984 that the book was published. She was teaching on the Black child, doing conferences before she even knew the information to put the ISIS papers together. So she said this one example. I was at a Anaheim convention on the Black child. I'm an educator, child development since I was 17. I was taught in them ivory towers, though, beware. As Dr. Umar tells you, they got tests and setups, and he ain't lying. That's how we get the school to prison pipeline. Again, that's that white woman at the school boards and taking notes on behaviors. They criminalize behaviors. From a moral church standing, they'll use morality and make things that they consider immoral, like alcohol. Back to the prohibition, where they criminalize alcohol. Now, these things that they did lead still down to her having power over the schools, over that Me Too movement. And Nancy Reagan was the one really over the war on drugs. Okay. So these feminists, can you pull up? Do you have the things I sent you at all, Major?
Yeah, I'm gonna go get it though.
Can you pull up the 1924 Washington, D.C. KKK in full regalia? These were the Democrats. The Democrats were in New York in the 1920s, in the 1924. They had even put up a KKK member to be president nomination. The nomination for Democratic nominee for the president, 1924, was a dude that was KKK leader. And the other one got it. It was like the Supreme Court's daughter's boyfriend, husband. So the society dude got it versus the KKK cat. But you will see everybody go on. I learned this from Rachel Maddow. They found Trump's daddy. So you have to remember, we're descendants with the DNA. My DNA led me to discover who I am, just from the DNA, just from different items that click, that you know you've seen before. It was part of your people. They got that too. So we got the slaves and the slave masters' descendants. They don't change. They wash, rinse, and repeat. They relabel the same behaviors that they do. So they had this inquisition. with the Pope in the 1400s. It wasn't about religion. All the Muslims were black. It was a genocide move, getting all the black people they could out of Europe. And the torture and stuff was so bad and in public. Just like we keep seeing these loops of Eric Garner. See, he's from the same slave plantation I am. We're related by plantation. We have our slave master's name. And you can go down to wherever your family tells you from and go into what Jim Crow wouldn't let us in. Go into the tax place. Go into the Hall of Records and look in the property tax. You'll find your family. Start with your closest relative's marriage certificate. Look on the back. Their parents' names are there. Go to the next marriage certificate. In Louisiana, we were baptized Catholic. Use them Catholic church records. Baptismal marriage receipts. Then you look for transfers of property. Gifting. Your family would be gifted. Like Thomas Jefferson's wife gifted Sally Hemings. Those transfers of property are listed. That's where you'll find your people. Look in the Hall of Records under the last will and testament. All the description, the name, the size, how many teeth you got will be there when they transfer you as property. In any type of way. So what this lady did before she could vote, she talked to her mom, her daddies, they're the lawyers, whatnot, maybe Supreme Court justices. She was getting a cold bed, ladies. Her man was telling her, hey, we're going to go down there and make some more mulattoes. They make more money. So they used Irish women for 7 years for them to get their little ticket over here. Then after they paid their way by brothels in the breeding places that they would take them to and be bred, half breeds to get more money that they were selling on Wall Street, at the stock market. The stock market was based on us as 3/5 human beings as livestock. We were based in Central Park, and they come in running in to inspect the property they was gonna buy. So that's where you get, you know, how them white boys be pulling up. They can go anywhere. So they were selling us on the stock market. And Joe Biden's got them selling us on the stock market again with private prisons, family. They told you, you were not freed, you were emancipated. If you're an emancipated minor, that means the government takes care of you. You ain't free. You got a guardian, the U.S. government, if you emancipated. Then they told you, if you break a law, we're going to re-enslave you. That's why you got property of the state of California, property of the county, property of the federal government, because you a slave now, based on the Constitution's 13th Amendment, to transfer you back to government property. So when you want to know why I'm at the U.S. government, not individuals, because the U.S. government made the law that my grandfather couldn't go inside the Hall of Records and pay his taxes or the property tax place. Only white people could. So what, you give them your money and they go put it in their name. What you think they're gonna do? So this white woman, she don't want you to see the Bibles because you got inheritance by blood right too. All the way from the Supreme Court, every jurisdiction, they all own slaves. She got them records. She don't want you to see them. So what she did, the white man was loving some of these black women and kids. So he would free them in his will. Ooh, you mean I've been in bed all them nights and you've been down in them bottoms with them black women? and I ain't receiving a profit? You gonna let them go when you die? You said you was making me money, making this plantation, this brand. You making the brand money by multiplying and making half-breed mulattoes a higher price on the stock market. But you lied to me. And in your death, you transferred them to freedom. She was pissed. What do they say? Ain't nothing worse than a woman scorned, right? Scorned by black women and her kids. Target came on your back then by her, by anything she could do. So they changed the law before she could vote. And it said any person transferring slavery, slave property, slaves, had to be living. A living owner. So if her husband thought he was gonna slickly, slyly transfer his loved one, if that's what you want to call it, out of bondage, he couldn't do it no more. That was her first attack that I saw. Like I said, the second attack is hide the Bible. So, anybody heard of Big Mama Thornton? You know, Elvis Presley stole her music. Ain't nothing but a hound dog. She wrote another song, family. It's called Unlucky Girl. Why was she unlucky? Because it said, every time I drink my gin, the FBI come in. So they started using the FBI for behavior. Let me ask you this. Anybody know Tyrone Muhammad? Tyrone Muhammad's in Chicago saying what? We built the weed industry. You locked us up, told it was illegal, then you turned around and branded it yourself. What you think they did with alcohol? Who made your Johnny Walker Red? Who made your Jack Daniels, family? Preacher, you falling asleep on me.
I'm here. I'm not no preacher. I'm just listening.
Your eyes are down. Maybe it's where your screen is. It makes your eyes look like you're sleeping.
My camera up here, so you know.
Yeah, well, when you got your eyes down, yeah, it looks like you sleep, man. Anyway, so they was using the FBI on our sister Billie Holiday, messing with her heroin and stuff when she did Strange Fruit. So the music industry attacked her then. So the music industry's been in on it since the 20s and 30s, controlling what we say. So this rap music, if you'll let them, they'll control you. She went through everything all the way till she died. Nina Simone, same thing. They drove her crazy. Straight crazy. She ended up leaving the U.S., going to Liberia, and then back, she was homeless in Paris. In 2006, she still didn't have her music catalog like R. Kelly. R. Kelly was starting to fight for his music catalog. Prince got his music catalog back from Warren Buffett, but died after he exited Warren Buffett's plane a day or so later. What about Michael? So they targeted our men. They target our men that will tell you they don't care about us, that will tell you about Earth Song, that did tell you that in the song Dreamer that this United States is a plantation that he was born on. I was born on a plantation called the USA. So they made their men police and put them in some suits and gave them better shoes and clothes and put that slave catcher badge. I'm a jeweler. All they did was take the same cast and scratch in a different title. Go look. All your police departments started at 8. Go back and look at George Floyd at that police Minneapolis badge. I think it started at 1868, 1864, 1865. Go look at these badges. That's when they start. So, who was making the booze, family? We were. Multi-trillion-dollar industry robbed by just making it illegal, turning back and around and legalizing like they're doing right now.
I want to thank Sojourner Life doing for the super chat. Please, with you, beloved Black family, look at our growing unity. Look at us loving us, a blessing. Let's keep going on.
Right on.
Stop. You continue, sister.
And even with Ozone, did you see how them slave catchers went to work? Google. I seen this back 2017, 2019 on YouTube. They used a black police department head in Detroit to make the announcement about Operation Relentless. They promised us that in the Star Spangled Banner, the third stanza. You're going to be in flight, terror of flight, and gloom of the grave is what they promised and is what they've been giving us. Amen. Amen. Ashe.
I said.
So, the whole reason that we're in bondage is so they could take this billion-trillion-dollar industry that plant cures a lot of stuff. It cures a lot of disease. And they want to keep all the, just like now they got the seeds. The actual seeds are copywritten. The seeds, Monsanto copyright wrote seeds. Now, I don't know how crooked I'm gonna make this, but y'all gonna take notes or not. Because the reason Mr. Fuller told us it was global, right? I forgot to tell you the story about Dr. Wellesley. It's global. So how is it global? The popes and the heads of state. And then they just don't listen to nobody from Africa and South America. Now this is what Dr. Wellesley, Francis Cress Wellesley said about unity. Ready? And then don't let me forget where I was at, because I will forget. Just what she said. You have a pile of black ants on a hill, and you got a pile of red ants on the other hill. The black ants are fighting with the red ants, right? But guess what? Here comes the anteater. He don't care what color them ants is. He eating all the ants. That's what he do for lack of unity. We're fighting each other. Religion, disunity. Anteater gonna come eat us all up. This is another thing she said. Here's a test, and I want to answer this time, okay? In your head. Everybody in your own head. This is what she said. If you're gonna adopt a black child, 0 is light bright, almost white. 50 is paper sack brown. And 100 is blue black, jet black. What color child would you pick on that spectrum? Hold your answers to yourself. Everybody got an answer? If you got an answer, you are playing the battle of the piss ant. Colorism. Colorism. They developed the colorism. They developed the method. They made the problem and gave the answer. They always do that. 1919, you had the Spanish flu. 2019, you got the COVID. Don't anything sound the same? Then what? You also had travel passes. They call them the black codes. Sundown. My daddy taught me this. My daddy was from down Louisiana, okay, y'all? Now guess what they putting on you to travel? I just heard it in Europe. You got to have a COVID pass to travel. That's the same as a slave had to have a piece of paper to travel. These are not new ideas. Wash, rinse, repeat. And also, I just want to say the real Wizard of Oz is her. She's behind the curtain. She changes the laws for greed. That's how she keeps her money, because she don't have to work. She ain't never had to work. We work. So any black feminist needs to rethink being a black feminist. You never had to fight to go to work. Because our women were respected warriors on battlefields, making battle plans. We were leaders. That's why we're still leaders. You see a lot of these black women, it comes from the DNA. But they tell the black man, oh, no, you shouldn't be led by a woman. They had some notes. A British dude went to go fight. Now, I don't remember. This was in one of the stories. I don't remember who it was. Went to go fight somewhere in Africa. Might have been Kenya. And they wrote back to the British saying, this would be a piece of cake. Every time we say something to these Negroes, they keep going back to the woman. They got a woman they got to report to. And then they told him, come on, let's go. They're easy to pick off. Her battle plans, that was one place they never conquered. Might have been Ethiopia, or it might have been Queen Candace. Might have been Queen Candace. You know, might have been. So if we're not aware of what they did and why they did it, you may not care about voting. I didn't vote. But they know the population has always been on our side. During the Fusion Party, North Carolina, Wilmington, they had an insurrection just like the one they had at Washington, D.C. It took out all the black senators. We had like 10 or 20 black senators. Now what, we got 2? I guess it worked, huh? At the same time they were doing the massacres. The election and the massacres went hand in hand, people. They running up in your house again with the popo. They running up with no-knock warrants like the KKK did in my daddy's time. Ain't shit changed. They put the KKK in uniform. Ain't no infiltration. That's always been their purpose. Another trickery they telling you it's infiltrated. No, it's the whole structure. This is how they gave them a job. You go pick them niggas up, and they ain't got no money to get them out of jail. So let's make some bail bonds places and some pawn shops. Who runs the bail bonds and the pawn shop? Well, you know that HR 1, you can't talk about them. It's illegal to voice any dissatisfaction with those people. Even as a country, they put in a law called HR 1. Back to the DOJ, Operation Relentless. It's called. Look it up on YouTube. It's using every part of the police force from the top to the bottom. William Barr set it up. It's going to be in 7 major cities. Funny, Wisconsin was one of them. All that stuff happened in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Come on, y'all. The other one is set up in Arizona. I think, wait, Albuquerque, no, New Mexico. Go look up in them cities. One's in Detroit. And last I checked, Wisconsin was right over the bridge from Chicago when I drove over there. Ain't it? Over there where Vice President Pence is from? Ain't that Wisconsin? And then Pompeo's out of Kansas, where the original KKK come from. Because Grandmaster Jay was talking about their second home, Stone Mountain. Their original one is out there where OC's at. And if they didn't run Ozone down like that was Operation Relentless. They told you they're going to use tech. Tech is in there. So what they'll do is send a bot a bot to your whoever's. Let's say that they send it to you. That bot's going to start an argument up in the chat room, and whatever you say back to them, even if you threaten that bot, now they got it documented. You threaten somebody, and all they're using is bots. Those aren't real people. Wake up, y'all. So didn't a bullet in the needle talk about using the military to give us the stuff? Well, how they'll do that, as an educator, I'll tell you, you'll hear the wraparound team. That's a child psychologist, social worker with CPS with the popo coming to your house. Biden talked about it in his speech before he was president. So did Kamala Harris. And she's a feminist. So after they put the police together with the paddy wagons, then they went down south where they had all the moonshiner. That was us. They was getting the moonshine from us. They've always kept us economically deprived enough we will take that damn chance. Go look at your bottle of Johnny Walker, Jack Daniels, brewed in Lynchburg, Kentucky. Lynchburg. So we made those formulas. And then they criminalized the formulas. 1919, the birth of a nation. That's when the media took black men on and criminalized them. Kissing white women, any type of behavior towards a white woman. And you look at her suffragette stuff. No one that drinks will kiss these lips. If you put up some of those graphics, man, if you open up any of those graphics I sent, that would be nice. We can finish off with the graphics.
I have some
If you just
questions for
open
you.
some of those pages, I sent them all back to back. A couple of the day or so before you asked me to do this show, brother. Those graphics, I'll explain the graphics real quick. If you could just from page to page, just open it.
I'm trying to pull it up. You just sent me so many emails. You didn't push it.
No, but it's all together, brother. I sent you a particular section.
All right.
They're all back to back that day.
Oh,
And
wait.
about 10.
I see Rick James. You got the basic Dr. Francis.
Go to, look for photos. It'll have a little clip, a photo clip, a little paper clip on a photo. If it has a photo. It should be anything talking about elections, anything that's talking about elections and feminists and suffragettes. There's photos there. A lot of photos.
I see you got a whole bunch of them.
So Alcoholics Anonymous was made in 1935. They never let black people in though. It was segregated. Even up until 1968, they didn't want us to stop drinking. They used the alcohol and the judicial system then. That was the blueprint for the next move that they made. The next move was heroin. Then the next move was a crack cocaine. They've been knowing since the early 1900s what cocaine does to people. They knew.
Excuse me. I got some pictures pulled up, the Proud Boys and all that. You want to pull up all that?
You can pull that up too. Check that out. Pull up any graphics so we can talk. Let's talk. Let's talk about these graphics. Because this is all you got to show your kids. And wake them up. Because I think they're going to do another land grab like they did in Nazi Germany, like they did to us with Tulsa from the early 1900s up until the 40s. They were kicking in doors doing land grabs on us. They were doing the same thing in Nazi Germany, y'all. To the black people. Don't think it was just Jews they was doing it to. Okay, one more time. Let's see that again.
Just right here.
Okay. Up at the top left corner. The top left corner and the bottom, the one together. Those are the Proud Boys in Florida after they arrested Ozone. After they arrested Ozone. Where the guns at, folks? Family. It's an open carry state. Where are their guns at? Top left corner. And they're doing this okay sign. You know that okay sign they be doing? Up there where they got the four or five highlighted Proud Boys. Look at their clothes. They have tan Dockers and they have black shirts. Ain't that the same thing that that is casual wear for the police? Hello. That's a casual wear. When you see them on TV doing their interviews and come on telling us why they don't have the footage of the last brother they killed, they be wearing that. Am I lying? Tell the truth and shame the devil, y'all. Now that's the new KKK outfit. That's their hoods and hoodies. That's their hoodies now. Now tell me they didn't just get off work. And if they don't have their rifles, it's because they already got busted at that January mess and they can't carry their rifles like Grandmaster Jay can't carry his. Hello, what's going on? So they said on that top right-hand picture, that's from Philly. The Philly residents got behind them and ran them off into some Penske truck. You see the cop down there in that Penske truck? That's them on the right in Philly. On the left, that's Florida. But you see, there's no police presence anywhere, right? You see anybody with terrorist, domestic terror gear on, like they dealing with domestic terrorists, or they looking in the truck like they ready to get in? Those police look like they ready to join them. There's more pictures on the internet with the police all up inside the truck with their dogs and whatnot, talking about we was gonna catch them. They were right there. Why weren't you there when they showed up? Every time we snot, you there. When the new Black Panther Party showed up in Florida, they had helicopters and everything surrounding them, didn't they? But they ain't got that smoke for these guys. How about another picture?
All right. I'm trying to get it. I'm just trying. All right.
That's a graphic I got off of Dr. Mumbai. And that graphic has all them old white people from the same families eating off the table, and all the table legs are slaves. That's just a graphic. And you see how they use a pyramid and RI. They use all of our symbols. You can go back and look at Ethiopia, and all those symbols are there. I think I sent you a whole thing of African print material.
It's a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah, and the African print material has an iron cross that Hitler used.
All right.
Next.
You have a question? Somebody wanted to know. Brown John said, "Major TV, let's talk. Can you ask Kathy about how most of the law enforcement squads across the country include this Masonic square and compasses in their badges?"
You know, I really don't know too much about Masonic symbolism. I never really got into that. The only time I got into that was looking at that show that came on with Tom Hanks, the Da Vinci Codes. And that's what made me realize how those Masonic symbols were all attached in to everything. And the whole thing is, think about this. You got the church telling you, in other words, the far right church, the evangelists, saying, don't listen to the scientists. They're illuminated. It's illuminated against the church again. The illuminated against the church. The church, their churches, we know what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said. So if you don't, July the 4th, go listen to his address. And he talks about the UFOs coming out. And that night, UFOs started showing up. The same night the Grandmaster Jay was out at Stone Mountain. And everybody else, the rest of the family, I'm sorry. It's a we, not me. So most of those Masonic symbols, what I do know is they came from Egyptian and Ethiopian, because Ethiopia is the mother of Egypt. That's the way I look at it. Any more photos?
Yeah, I'm pulling them up now. It's been kind of crazy on me right there. I couldn't download. 1 second.
But if you guys go to Trump, Rachel Maddow is the one that put me up on this, what I was trying to tell you. And AA had a group called the Oxford Group in England. And they used some of that, plus this man Bill W.'s writing. He basically copied it out the Bible. Well, as much as what they said is that they would not get into politics and religion. That's what took them out before, was politics. So I looked up the politics in the 20s and 30s, and that's who I found. The KKK and the suffragettes building an institution to criminalize a behavior of drinking, a behavior of cocaine, because cocaine was in the Coca-Cola. So that was legal. I also found out that ghettos were created. They were being created in Nazi Germany. I was studying about that and heard, wait, ghettos were created. They terrorized them, kicked the doors in, and just went and sat down and took over their place of houses or whatever. Same thing they were doing here. So this was globally happening. And in the early 1900s, they were attacking Africa. The scramble for Africa was happening at the same time. I don't know what was going on in South America. I'm ignorant to that.
I have videos probably. You want to share videos and stuff like that? Because they have the 3 seconds or 10-second videos. You want to show that too? Want to deal
Sure.
with DNA and all that? Okay.
Sure. The DNA, we keep hearing about genetically modified fruit and vegetables. That was done by Dr. Joseph Mengele. The Nazi scientists have been working on genetically engineering for purity. Purity means white only. When you see private club, that means whites only. So we have our children and a lot of people thinking that we're no longer in a racist regime because they changed the words of the sign from no colored drinking or whatever to private club. Like Donald Trump runs private clubs, private golf clubs, private tennis clubs, all of that is for racial purity. So don't think that they won't take that black rat and turn it to white. They're only going to show you the other way because they know what would happen if they showed it the way they want to do it. So Joseph Mengele in the 20s and 30s was doing genetic modifications with white rats, turning them to black. Watch a movie called Boys from Brazil, where they were trying to impregnate their women and let them have more than one child to fill the earth back up after they exterminate us. So that's where you get all these women have 8 and 10 babies, octoroons and all that stuff. So this woman using Joseph Mengele's technique, a Nazi technique called CRISPR, and this is how your new vax is made. It is no longer made in a petri dish where you take one cell and make other cells. Do you have the shot where they have the DNA strand?
Let me play this right quick. We now play the video for the video.
Sure, go ahead.
A gene by making a tiny change in the DNA in a gene that is responsible for the black coat color of these mice.
And that's from TED Talks. We're using these for education purposes only if any of this is copywritten. This came from TED Talks.
Running water, not enough food for everyone. Because there wasn't enough food or clean water or sanitation, diseases ran rampant. The occupants of these ghettos were kept in a holding pattern. The Nazis basically said, you stay here until we figure out what we're going to do with food or clean water or sanitation, diseases ran rampant. The occupants of these ghettos were kept in a holding pattern. The Nazis basically said, you stay here until we figure out what we're going to do with you. Okay?
So this was also during when I was digging up the parallels between the United States science. There's a book called Medical Apartheid that they were doing to us with the eugenicists, Darwin, and all them folks. Tesla was in it.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. Tesla was also part of the eugenicists. So the whole thing where Darwin's saying survival of the fittest, this was always trying to exterminate us. In the 1970s, go look up the UN 200, written by Carter's Secretary of State, Henry Kissinger. It's talking about a global depopulation plan that is in effect right now. It's under the UN 200. And then Prince Bonesaw, Saudi Arabia, he came out here and went to, where is that in San Francisco, where they buy, where they get the software? What's that place called? Marin County, up there in Northern California, where they do all, where Facebook's at. He bought that doll. He bought that robot, Sophie. Pull up Sophie and Will Smith, brother. Sophie, Will Smith goes on a date with this computer. And let me tell you what he does with Sophie. Bonesaw, Prince Bonesaw. He pulls that thing that Beelzebub did in the Bible with Cyrus. What he did was he invited all the princes of Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, all of them, to Ritz-Carlton, and told them that he bought that robot, Sophie. And he wanted to show a demonstration of Sophie. And then he locked all the doors and had them reconstruct the contracts and whatnot, using Sophie as a decoy. He also, like a Trojan horse. So Sophie is now a citizen of the United States Arab Emirates. A robot has citizenship like a human. This robot right here he's talking to, go ahead then. For educational purposes only, meet Sophie. Blew my mind. There's your new military. Radiation proof. So that's Sophie. Have you met Spot, family? Meet Spot. Look up Boston Police Department, Spot. please?
Huh?
Look up Boston Police Department, dog named Spot. Please. Show family this. It's already on the police department. The ADL is already making reports about it. A dog named Spot, baby. And you know we don't like dogs, right? Not no dogs like what they be messing with us with. You got him? Ready to introduce Spot? Here's Spot. Here's Spot. Imagine a no-knock warrant like this. That's state police.
I found Spot, but they have the video. I look for a video and I want to still see Spot.
That was good. That was perfect. That was his name, though. His name is Spot, family. That's him. What's Spot? You just met Spot. So if they want to use those at the protests or whatnot and so forth, they'll be doing that too. You know? So.
I have a question, though.
Sure.
I want you to talk about the connection you were talking about with the 1860. You're talking about 1924 and 2024. You was talking about elections equal
right.
What have you. I want to go into that.
Okay, let me get it.
You connect the dots about that, you know. And I want you also to talk about the German sciences and stuff and what have you. Telling me about that too. But I would
all
like
of it goes together.
All right.
Yeah, they're all hand in hand. Don't think that our government. Well, I was listening to some from the more science channel or something like that of that nature. So it sounds like that there was a deal between the Moroccan king and the Queen of England. See, before the Revolutionary War. So the actual lease of that 13 colonies, that's why they're over there by Rhode Island and whatnot, is leased by the crown, not by the United States. But the United States somehow carried that. I don't really get that. If y'all that want to know, you got to go and find it out. When we say research, that's where you go. So if you take like a family tree, you said the 18th. So in 1858, the French were just going into Mali, getting a hold of that Timbuktu library. That was a first attack on it. And they just attacked it not too long ago. Hold on, Mark Thane's batteries are going to go. I hope this works. Okay, it's a little crooked. But okay. Okay, so basically, in 1855, they started banning race mixing. That's her. That was the first time. And then you go to 1954, and that'll be Loving versus the state of Virginia, where they legalized race interracial. They started working on the race stuff right there. And in 18 okay, so that's where you had we had started Reconstruction, and so the people got together. They called it the Fusion Party, and so what started all the massacres is them using a way to make them vacate their political power. It was a vacation of political power when they uprooted. See, we didn't just move in a migration because of climate change or something like that. This was being done to us. So my grandfather had 240 acres. I know that he was being assaulted by the KKK in small groups. They were targeting with lynching because in the even back then, they were the KKK was building, and they had already started using militias. The militias were being used in the 1850s that were created from prior to the United States having an army. So if you go to any National Guard, it's militarized in case of civil unrest. There's only been one set of people that have been civilly unrestful. So 1806, they did the Insurrection Act. Trump tried to reach back and use that Insurrection Act at DC's protest. General Milley had to stop him. They used the naval ships on New York. They brought it in. They brought it in saying, use permanent ink. They brought it in saying that it was for COVID, but 1,700 troops was on that ship. If you listen to what Milley said, because I be listening to the Congress meetings, he said that he didn't want to use it, but Trump had pretty much forced the general's hand. So he had him sitting off the coast of New York, ready for them. If on the word of Trump, he decided he was going to use military, which is illegal, supposedly. They're supposed to be separate. The FBI is for internal. CIA is for overseas. Military is for overseas. National Guard is for domestic. So hear these laws. They want to tell us, oh, it's too far back for slavery. We can't talk about slavery. But you just use the Insurrection Act. So we were having slave uprisings because we did. You had some that wanted to stay there, and then you had other people that was trying to get loose. So they used militias and started deputizing. When I heard that there was a deputized FBI on the roof with Grandmaster Jay, deputized, you mean that's from one of their militias? Is that what you just said? Because you've been deputizing from their militias since before you had an army. They've been using militias since before they had a National Guard. Well-regulated state militias, of course you can't have a black one. It's for keeping hurting in the Negroes. The Constitution was never, when it said we the people, it meant white male landowners. The document was never for us. So, 1834, what was going on here? I just wrote too much messy stuff. One of the things when you keep hearing in those old movies and books, it'll be talking about the Sultan. Don't it sound like the Sultan is like Arabic? King Mansa Musa was the Sultan. So the Pope and the Sultan, that's Africa, because he had all the gold and the salt. So these divisions politically started all the way back from the Pope not wanting to do business with Mansa Musa, sending Christopher Columbus to go find what? Seasoning? Mansa Musa had all the seasoning, but you don't want to do business with him. So here's the first time I seen economics being used like in a group and with military or whatever. So
I want to thank Cyril Lily Shallow for the super chat. Really appreciate you. Thank you.
So they were developing their militias again once slavery so-called ended, because like right now, if this democracy is built on pluralism, that means how many people vote? We've always been the majority. The only way they can control it is gerrymandering on paper, the maps, or bringing in 11 million Hispanics, as Biden said he was going to do, to water down what? Our base again. And they vote racist, anti-racist. A third of them or more are voting Republican for Trump. So I'm just saying, look at the dynamics they're threatening now on the news. Civil war. What does that mean? Well, the last time they used the military and militias to move us around. Now they've got what? They got a certain amount of people they know didn't mess with those scientific illuminations, okay? Most of the people that didn't mess with them scientific illuminations are in where? The ghettos, Philadelphia, Boston, LA. And they tell you about all the disease and crime and that they created. So in their mind, how they clean it up is all that property from what they created in the 1980s with dope dealer in chief Ronald Reagan and gun runner Oliver North and CIA money in the 1980s that a lot of us got caught up in. Still, a lot of people are doing time for. They're doing the same thing again. They left our neighborhoods. Joe Biden in the 80s did 3 strikes are out. He started taking out the black men, doing family separations, and the Hispanics and Jamaicans and Belize and everybody and their mama started moving in after the 1980s. Go look at your census. Your census had non-white, white, and something in black. They didn't have Vietnamese. The Vietnamese were at the DC thing. Didn't you see their flag? The Vietnamese, the white supremacist Vietnamese. So Google United States military and then put Afghanistan and then put poppies and show everybody. Show everybody the United States military guarding the poppy fields. And then you wonder why we sleep. They did this before in the 60s with Vietnam War. They brought the heroin and the cocaine in the coffins. Go watch American Gangster, y'all. That's real shit. The man just got out of jail, didn't he? Freeway Rick, he just got out of jail, didn't he? He told you what they did. They targeted LA, Miami. And now what? You got some Miami dudes down in Haiti with some Colombians. Well, dope dealer and Chief Ronald Reagan was dealing with the Colombians. Their coffee wouldn't pay the deficit they owed. And he told him, well, you know, you could balance that out with some cocaine. Just don't send it to our neighborhoods. But the brothers started pimping out the white chicks, and the white chicks from little okie dokie little places started getting turned up with that shit. And it ended up right in their houses. Same with abortion. They always trying to depopulate because of the votes. They are scared to death everybody goes to vote. So any way that they can. And the Democrats is no better because it's one bird, two wings, left wing, right wing, soft shoe racism, and hard toe cowboy boots. One is covert. California is under the ground, under the radar. It'll say things like bilingual preferred for employment. And nobody's challenged that in the courts. And when they mean bilingual, they mean read, write, and speak Spanish, because I could do a little bit. But they mean literally being able to understand where them verbs and adjectives and stuff goes. So the parallel is the violence. So I'm saying, if you guys see what I see, don't you see the violence coming? It's already been turning up. They've been turning it up with the police. And you can't expect the institution that made alcohol illegal, drugs illegal, to sustain their families. That cop that got shot allegedly in Florida, GoFundMe's allowed them to raise $400,000, and we can't get no money for a defense fund for Ozone and for the other young man. Look at them poppy fields. 98% of opium, pharmaceutical opium, comes from right here. What they gonna do now? Who is gonna control the opium now? That's why they were there 20 years. They're changing of the guard, y'all. Now, last time China had control, they went straight to the jungles in China and got the cocaine and the heroin and whatnot. And before the United States, the Russians were right there, and they're all fighting over that. That's what your kids fought and died for, not fucking freedom. It's for an institution of plants, like Tyrone Muhammad is telling everybody. How dare you have us locked up on weed charges? To this day, non-violent offenders. that built the weed industry like we built the whiskey industry, is my point. Then they turn around and make all them billions and use lobbying to control us in Congress. Come on now. Something ain't right about that.
Let me thank 100 Black Real for the super chat. She is plain, easy to comprehend, and gracefully to the point.
Thank you, baby. I'm just trying to be the proper type of educator, an elder. It took me look, I was totally confused about racism until Mr. Neely Fuller, when he showed every single area, education, labor, law, your food, your medicine, your libraries. Oh, let's talk about Zuckerberg. Did you guys get this about the election? You understand why they're getting violent? Because they went to North Carolina, Wilmington. Look it up. Go ahead and do that, man. Let's show them real quick. Wilmington, North Carolina. It was, and then Florida, 1920. Oh my God, what they did. Do Florida, because Ozone's in Florida. Do Florida.
Florida, what I'm doing?
It's a massacre. It's
Florida.
Yeah, it was the orchard. It was for the orange orchard. I don't have a way to check it myself. But the whole family, they had several families. It's OCE Massacre. Just put Massacre, Florida.
I see it.
Okay, that one man had organized the blacks to vote, and they went out on him November the 2nd, didn't they? They went in on him on November the 2nd, right?
Let's see.
That's when that massacre was. Those massacres, you get the list of massacres and check the dates, you'll find they're by election. And back to those words, if you know anything about your heritage, we need all hands on deck. That means all types of prayers. And you ladies, some of y'all ladies should know what I'm talking about. If you came from Louisiana, dig in your DNA, ladies, and use your power. You got power. They don't want you to know that. Execute your power. You go by the moons. That your period is by the moons. Start there. 28 days. Check it out, ladies. Your electricity. You conduct energy. At rest, you're 100 watts. At a sprint, you're 2,000 watts. So why would they take a drop of blood and make a clone? You would have no country, no identity, and they'd have another slave system that they could interface with technology.
This is something they got various pictures, but they just keep showing this man here and other white groups.
Okay, that's him. Okay, his family, he told his family to leave. You guys gotta go, because they had the house surrounded. What they will do is they go and set your house on fire, and everybody that runs out, they just pick them off. And you don't come back. Understand that in Tulsa, sisters saw them white women after their husbands looted their houses. You know how we like our church hats, right? Anybody Kojic around here? You know your mama like her church hat. They took the church hats, the coats, the shoes, and then white ladies was wearing them right in front of the sisters, and we couldn't do nothing. What police to call? You gonna call the police? They don't work for us. Like we don't pay taxes, right? No, but they don't work for us. KRS-One to tell you that. So I can't recall how many acres that man lost, but there was multiple families that said, you know what? They worked together in unity. They said it's easier and more money in the orange groves. Let's go do the oranges. Now, another thing about Florida, anybody ever heard of the Trail of Tears, y'all? The Indian, that's where the Tulsa black people came from. They had to walk from Florida as slaves of the Indians to Tulsa. And then once, after in the 1800s, after slavery, whatever, what they did was the white people the Indians got compensated land. And what was left over, the black people split it. And that's how we had them oil wells. But we were part of the Trail of Tears. I read that. Black Elk Speaks. They had, look, I used to get A's in history. And to find out every single thing I learned, I had to relearn it. I was mad. Now, the first thing I had to relearn was that Abraham Lincoln didn't free the slaves. Andrew Johnson did. Through an assassination and insurrection. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. They ran up. Look, Lincoln was trying to do what Biden was going to do. Biden is a white supremacist. And to get the ones on Trump's side to vote for him, all he did was do some of them dog whistles on law and order. And in his COVID plan, he puts $300 million in law enforcement. It's in there in his infrastructure. $300 million? Can you send it to the schools? I would love somebody to go get his stock market profile. I bet you he's a slave owner right now in private prisons. So when they ran up in, this was the White House, not the Congress, I don't think. They went after their cabinet, after Lincoln's cabinet with man, they went with knives. They went with knives and guns because Lincoln picked a Republican on his ticket. A Democrat. Lincoln was a Republican. And he put a Democrat on his ticket, hoping that would get the Southern white people to go along with him. And again, 14 states didn't even have him on the ballot. The same states that are right now saying that Trump won. That's not my president. That's war talk, family. You're not hearing, that's war talk. There's wars between them and them. It ain't about us. Although when we start pressing for our rights, like for reparations, and we get noisy, they squeeze in on the other white people to tighten up and use black talking heads like Martin Lamont Hill. They used to put dresses on our little boys and have sex with our men, our biggest men in front of us to demean them and feminize them. And then they would chop off our heads and put them on top of a fence post. Like let's say I decided, well, I'm leaving. It's an open air prison. Ain't no fence here. I'm out of here. They catch me, chop my head off, put it on a stake. And the next Kathy to come by said, I don't know about that. So they took the head off of GMJ. They took the head off of Ozone. And now they done took the head off the other one. All in these southern states, Georgia and Florida, where they gator hunted Ahmaud Arbery in the back of a pickup truck, standing there with the gun over the top of the pickup truck as the other motherfucker was driving. And that other ratty rat said he was just filming because they always sold pictures of us. Right along with their Bibles at the door and the Bible belts. They were selling them little postcards of us getting lit. And their little girls were in their Sunday best as a heritage, as an institution. They move in groups. They're in your school boards right now, bitching about critical race theory. That's stupid anyway. I don't know who titled that shit that. How about recorrection of the big lie? So you had one big lie and now the second big lie. That the United States was founded by George Washington that told the truth. He wouldn't even lie about chopping the cherry tree down. Meanwhile, if you look at all the photographs of him, not photographs, but paintings, you do see the Mormon in there, right? Always in the back of them photographs, there's a Moor. What was the Moor doing there? Showing them battle plans. Battle plans. He's always digging in a stick in the dirt. What do you think he was doing? You thought he was a slave dressed like that? No. So since the Revolutionary War, we've been the only race of people side by side with this beast that we now in the belly of, been in the belly of, and they change their propaganda to make you think you're not, but you are. I didn't think so. When I was a little kid after Martin Luther King, I was so happy. I thought it, you have all your rights and integration was what they told us. You could go anywhere you wanted. They can't keep you out of any of the spaces, but all the spaces were traps. Go up into the ivory tower and see if you don't feel that, what they call that glass ceiling. That's what Neely Fuller is talking about. So how these people are running up into the houses, that's exactly what my dad told me. He had there was 13 of them in a skinny house, and it was a long hallway. And they seemed to know when my grandfather wasn't there. And it was mostly girls. And in the 30s, when it went a little before that, one of my cousins stole something out of a smokehouse, and they came for him. And you only got a few to stand up with their guns, in other words. My grandfather stood with his gun. He carried his gun over his plow handles and had 2 6-shooters. My other daddy had long nose 32, hollow tips, snub nose, hollow points. I mean, and mini rifles. He chose to be with white women, and they had him down at the City Hall armed and dangerous. Then they put it on him. He was selling drugs. And then they wanted to tiptoe around his house. He told him, crack another gravel, you know. Don't crack another gravel. So if you listen to Angela Davis, she has this one, it was 1967 through 1972. It's on Netflix. And they asked her about what she thought about being armed, what she thought about guns. She said that her mother went to go pick up a friend or take a friend to go pick up the body parts of one of them little girls. There was that bomb blast. And the cops knew who he was, something about Dynamite Jim or Dynamite Joe. been blowing up churches. And her mother went to pick up the body parts because she was a teacher there. And Condoleezza Rice, there was Secretary of State with the Russians and stuff. She grew up right there with Angela Davis. One of those 4 girls was Condoleezza Rice's friend. So just like we have descendants, they do too. And they got the strong DNA in their DNA. We got DNA in our DNA. And when you feel a feeling to run, it's because they've been torturing us in front in living color before TV. You got Eric Garner looped for me to see over and over and over. I believe it's a ritual. I believe they're doing blood rituals of our people for power. Public, just like they did in the Inquisition. They put your butt up there on and hang you in public. Everything was done in public. I thought this country didn't believe in the death penalty. How are you going to get a death penalty for a traffic stop? Somebody explain that shit to me. Over traffic stops, tail lights. And if you go back and look at one of the videos OC did and some other English lady, literally we don't even have to have a driver's license or insurance unless you're working as like a Uber driver or delivering like you do. Technically, so they've been impounding our cars over laws that we don't even have to obey. How long have they been doing that? How many millions of dollars have they got? How many families did they destroy? Go look at the video of Ahmaud Arbery in the park on his day off. They come up, start messing with Ahmaud because he's suspicious, like Ozone. And because he don't have his little paperwork totally together, he has to walk away from his car knowing that they knew he had to go to work. They could have left the car, but no, they impounded it. Go watch it. Steal, kill, and destroy. Who does that? If you're still in the Bible, if you're using the Bible for something besides coding, I don't know what you're doing in it. Because Church of God in Christ, take example. They go to church Monday, Tuesday. Wait, Monday, I forget what it is. Oh, Deacon and Mother's Day. Tuesday is maybe choir rehearsal. Wednesday, some Bible study. Thursday is choir rehearsal. Okay? Friday is something. Saturday's youth day. Then if you were studying one day of quantum physics, one day of science, one day of math, over 150 years, you've been in one book doing the same study, and you tell me you ain't got it memorized yet in your heart. But they plagiarized it, showed you that they got a slave Bible at the museum. Slave Bible. What's that? You know about the slave Bible. Produced in New York, printed with a black book with gold letters, without the book of Exodus in it, because they didn't want to hear you say, let my people go. They didn't want you to hear that. They took out New Testament and Old Testament. And you're still going to tell me don't ask no questions. Like, I don't know, man had a hand in that. And if you go watch the Borgia, the one from Europe, there's 2 on Netflix. Watch the European one. It's a series. Watch Transcendence with Johnny Depp. Elon Musk is in the audience in that movie because that's him making the presentation. Just switch them up. If you guys haven't learned to switch up when they say cannibal, you a cannibal, it's them as a cannibal. They call us savage, they savage. If you ain't figured that out yet, that's part of your thinking issue. If you haven't heard of the 9 areas, and I count 10 because medicine's another one, and I don't know how Neely Fuller handled that. Go watch The Blackest Truth. That young lady will break them down for you. Neely Fuller's. And then you'll see that no matter which way you educate yourself, you're going to run into the same brick wall because our skin is our prison, no matter where you go. It's an open air prison. So I'm just saying that I really think that there's going to be significant attacks between now and the next election. And what y'all do about it, or because young people are smart when they have the information. I'm just trying to put out information that you can use to reason with. And that's the main reason I'm here. I tell you, I saw a slave bell when I was 17 years old. I thought it was a Liberty Bell. Down one of them Louisiana roads my dad took me. He said, no, that's a slave bell. I said, what? He said, yeah, they would ring it for you to go out in the plantation in the fields and ring it for you to come back at night. I heard a brother say that the women were having the babies while picking cotton. Let me add what my daddy said. They had you pick up your baby and your placenta and keep picking. They had you pick up your placenta and your baby and keep picking. So they know what they're doing. Ain't no use explaining it. They created it. And they're creating this thing called CRISPR. Again, a woman. She put it out, but it's Joseph Mengele's work. But they accept it from these 2 females. And then go look at the 100. So can you imagine if you were in prison and they put you on a ship, you was in cryo sleep, and then they wake you up and you got to go mine some out in the universe. You over there mining something that they done found some more coltan for Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. You ain't got no rights on their planet though. And your clone, quit giving your blood away. Quit giving your bio materials away. 1 drop of blood can make a human being that they can use. And they've showed they've used medical apartheid. They're trying to go look at MIT. They're trying to make synthetic melanin. So it's easier just to use our offspring by cloning us and get another free workspace. All they got that. Why do you think they're trying to get to another planet? For them? I don't think so. They're going to stay here and send us out there to go work. That's their plan. And you see all the different ways the technology going to catch you. You know how they've been doing? They've been putting electrodes on our athletes and telling our athletes that they're making games. You know, them games with the... Nah, they ain't making games. They're going to program that in them robots to catch your butt. You ain't out running OJ. OJ's in there, and I don't know. I don't know who else. Shakari, she in there. You ain't gonna catch them. Them robots gonna do flips and stuff with all of our talents rolled into one. That's what I see. That's why I wrote you the email. Do you see what I see? Did I touch base on what I was supposed to?
Yes, ma'am. You did a beautiful job. Thank you so much. You got to come on the show and do it again. Really appreciate it. People in the chat is really shouting out on OC the Great, the head cat, they go on a piece of guys. So he can't speak. He stepped in for a second.
Let me know how to get things directly to Ozone's children. See, it said about his children, but we don't really have a PO box or anything, any person to deliver directly to his kids. I'd like to be able to do something for his children, you know. So if anybody could put anything like that out, shout that out. You know, we're putting our little money in, and if you haven't donated to any legal defense fund, you don't even have to be black to see this. You don't have to. You just have to be human to have a brain. But if we don't, I know one thing: weed causes apathy. Weed causes apathy. They put alcohol on the Indians because they never had it, and their DNA couldn't accept it. The first bio warfare was smallpox. With free, let me tell you one more time. Free blanket. Everybody, come get y'all. Free blankets. Come get y'all. Free, what was that chicken sandwich? 99 cents. What was that sandwich? You know that sandwich that everybody running to go get. And then that ain't real meat. Go look at the startups in California that's fake meat. They got all of the chatter of the black people talking that day because they never could figure out our ebonics. And we gave them all kind of damn samples that day behind that chicken sandwich. What the hell was that sandwich name? Popeye. That Popeye chicken sandwich. Boy, that was a real good op they did on it. And if you bought that, who knows what you ate? Does anybody know what imitation crab is? Well, it's something like that. There's chicken, okay? Something like that. So yeah, I love you guys, and donate, whatever you got, big or little. Big or little. I'm saying this is you know, this is no joke. When they're attacking our journalists, I mean, my dog wants to say hi. When they're attacking our journalists, I mean, not good. We don't have a voice, and the little bit of voice we have, I'll try to go in and type in OC the Great. I got to use one of his sites to click in to get into his. They don't have, you know, like, no. Type in how to donate or get any information for Ozone. All their stuff's up at the front. And when we talk again, let's talk about Mark Zuckerberg and his mom. She's a psychiatrist. And she thought about clicking. Oh wow, look.
Let them know that you do sell shea butter and all that good stuff. Tell them about what's going on with you and what. And I can put your email and stuff.
All right.
We'll have, you know, she working on a website. She needs help with a website, so we're gonna try to see what we can do about that.
I need some young person to really put me up on game because I can't send my pictures but one at a time. And everybody thinks that. I don't have a centralized place to show all my work. But this is an ancient plant shea butter. Shea butter is probably what Queen of Sheba was using when they said she was doing something she shouldn't have been, like magic, because it has multiple purposes, from diaper rash to sunscreen, anti-aging. But I'm not trying to use it so much as a beauty product as I do for a medicine and a medicinal for any type of inflammation. If you have inflammatory arthritis, gout, fibromyalgia, dish disease, DISH disease, not the channel thing. And if you just overwork and you need the little extra boost to keep you going on your job, you can rub it on your legs and the eucalyptus inside of it will boost you. So I'm self-taught like Dr. Sabi. And after I learned a little bit about, ran into Dr. Sabi's message, I found out some of my ingredients are the same thing he was working in. But I've been working on this. These are all my own formulas. I've been working on them since 2010 to develop them to what they are now. So I have some that are shea coconut blends and they're with no scent. And then other ones I'm using essential oils. I'm an apothecary. I make medicine out of the oils. So that's how I work. I use natural things like sugar, brown sugar for your scrub to exfoliate on your face. Everything's natural and condensed. So if you want to make your own body butter, shake it up with some of your own lotion and you're good to go. You could use it on your pets as well. It's good for pets. My dog has got arthritis and I put it on him and the other dog's licking it off as fast as I can put it on. So it's safe for animals.
Okay, cool. Let's go to something else. Yes.
And all my jewelry is one of a kind. Everything's one of a kind. Every piece. There's not going to be two of anything. This is a ring I made out of copper. It's just copper wire wrap. I don't know how you see it. Can you see it? Yeah. I'm missing it. There. So, yeah, that's a necklace I have on. And that's a crystal and amber and amethyst work in there. So, yeah. Thanks a lot for your time. And it's caligriot@gmail if you want to get anything. I also have lavender bundles and things like that for spiritual burning, cleansing. And you can drink teas, lavender tea. It calms you down. So.
She got some stuff, y'all. I got an email in the description so they can get out the description and stuff. Her email.
Thank you. Thank you.
Once you contact her, the only thing you have to do is just email her, introduce yourself, and let her get interested in the products and what have you. And she's gonna send you a long list of products. Real talk. I'm still waiting on my products, but I really appreciate you coming on.
I'm still waiting for that PO box or address again. Shoot that to me and you'll have it. I got an order to get out this week, man. I got to go to the post office. I
got you. Let's run through the comments. You got a lot of comments. I'm going to let you know now, y'all. It's the end of the show, so I don't really try to go through all of them. I'm going to just randomly pick them. So some comments
I can't see them. I've been banned from YouTube, family, so I can't see them.
I'm going to be reading about it. I'm going to the first comment. Brother saying, Reginald Ward said, brother, please change the location of your camera. It looks like you're going to sleep. The camera's right here.
Right. And you're looking at your phone.
Yeah, if I put it right here on my monitor, it's gonna be close. My head gonna look like a pumpkin head and be a big old head in front of the camera. So I keep it away. So and I got
hold your head up. Stick your head on a stick and hold it up. Yeah, like that. No. Yeah, that's what he means. Hold your head up.
I'm not.
Otherwise, yeah, we know, man. I'm a photographer. His eyes are down.
Tired, by the way. I am tired. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired, and everybody know I'm tired.
It looked like that on that brother the other night too, man. He's telling you, he's giving you a critical photography critique.
I drive trucks. I just drove a long time coming here. Had to go cut grass. Had to go work. Come on now, y'all leave me alone.
I hope when you come to California, you kind of see me, caligriot.
I'll be out there. My T said still in Saint Lenino. I forgot.
Santa Ana.
No, L-E something. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh well, let me know.
Yeah, I'll be out there. I want to talk black to me. Stay out there too. I think he's flirting with you. All right, 12 million European Jews and 5 million other enemies were killed by Hitler. So yes, we were included.
Also, Hitler had a treaty with the Zionists. Zionism was written in 1898. It is not part of a religion. It's also a political faction. These small groups are what you need to watch for. Small groups. They move in small groups. One time OC said, well, what can we use of theirs to work on them? Small groups. That's what they've been using. Small groups.
Have Denise Hara, son of one, Peace Major guest in chat, Yaya Kids. Her name was Queen Zinga.
Right on.
Yaya Kids, Operation Relentless Pursuit, December 2019, talking to SIDS of Albuquerque, Baltimore, Cleveland, Detroit, Kansas City, Memphis, and Milwaukee, 100. Wow, y'all getting deep. Let's go.
I told you it's all in public record. It's right there on YouTube.
Right. Is it true to put now? The Promised Land 444. Shalom, Major.
But listen, Major. That was December. They knew about the scientific anomaly. They knew about that in December. Really, they knew about it in November, and they didn't tell us until the end of February, beginning of March that it was airborne. But they already had their relentless in operation. But all the while, you go back and look, read, Trump knew it was airborne. It was in one of them books that they be advertising on MSNBC.
All right. Shalom, Major. Can you ask Kat if our distant family is extraterritorial? I don't know the name of extra TEROCAL. I don't know. Extra.
No, what he's talking about, he might be talking about he's playing, but he could be talking about the Dogon. The Dogon said that they were brought here from outer space by extraterrestrials.
Yeah, it's a
Dogon tribe in Africa. And the last I heard, they said that their ancestors did not tell them about a return. Like, in other words, ain't nobody gonna be picking us up. They didn't say that. That's all I know.
Wow, they say everyone been in a rush to leave the earth. Oh, yeah. Let me see that guy. I have a super chat I'm looking for. All right. Thank you for the super chat. Those true. Had a PTT goddess. You are sharing with hashtag us. Now, what the PPT God? What y'all? This abbreviation is? Praise to.
I think it's like a goddess. It's praise, like praise
to the goddess.
To the praise to the It's praise to the goddess.
All right. Hashtag praise to the goddess for sharing with
thank you.
Us. That's what's up. Thank you so much. That's true. She
thank
brought
you for recognizing.
She ready tonight, y'all. She wine. She own it. I gotta have her on the show. She got a lot of wisdom, y'all.
I got much love.
For real tough.
Much love. And you old people, we dropped the ball, and you know we did. You know we messed up. Now, some of us was too young for the first set in the 1960s, like I was. And then we got caught up in the trap of dope dealer in chief Ronald Reagan and his guns runner in chief. It was an operation. And that operation is still to keep our neighborhoods dysfunctional and just forget about, with no interest, no money put in there. That's why Nipsey Hussle was a problem. They were not trying to build up those areas. That's not what they was trying to do.
One of the Black Rio Facebook said, Manlo Park, just 8 minutes away, where I came up in East Palo
Alto. That's up north. That's E40 country. Shout out. Oakland. It's by Oakland. My brother's from Oakland. Shout out Alfred if you're there. Shout out Ebony and Erica if you're there. And Beverly.
Sir Duval, the master is the reason why we don't fish in our family, because of the massacre The people were in the lake, and my grandpa knew.
Oh. Speaking of that, yeah, salute to if you. I got my little alligator. Yeah. I don't know if he's there. Can't see him. Anyway, I keep my alligator as a salute to our ancestors that were used for gator bait. Salute to those ancestors.
Silla Shallow. Don't you just love it when the truth comes with receipts? That's what's up. And she had a lot of evidence. I couldn't produce everything. She sent me 1,000 emails. Couldn't keep up with everything. Couldn't keep up with everything, for real.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So let's talk about Mark Zuckerberg real quick. His mama knew how to make clickbait. Okay? He had a Mac computer in his house. She was doing psychiatry at home, and he was homeschooled. His dad was a dentist. So if you know anything about Pavlov's dog, she taught him that. And that's what he based Facebook on. As far as I'm concerned, he's responsible for the Arab Spring and for January the 6th. And that's why I'm saying watch out, because he allowed this. Facebook. And go look up about Cambridge Analytica and Steve Bannon, Giuliani, all of them. They're using the internet to get small groups of people to form, like Proud Boys and whatnot. Y'all go read up on that.
Brother Mid, you already have 2 haters of the true hiding listener. Yeah, I believe that. Real talk. Let them hate on. Love fully. Love you, Kat. Kate.
Thank you. Kathy. Yeah.
You
If you have a chance, Michi X has a bomb song that came out. And she said something like, I got this white MIDA, yet I'm coming for you. Oh, you guys got to hear it. It's a bomb setup she did. I just salute to her song. Oh, my goodness. She brought it home to people from Louisiana.
Thanks. She from Louisiana?
She went to Louisiana and she did that. Shout out to New Orleans. She did her last little video. Is nice. It's a rap video she did. I love it. I play it back to back.
Ron said thanks to you both for the session. Sister Kat is the truth.
Oh, shout out. Thanks. Thank you.
All those truth. Shout out to the goddess for her alligator. We in town. We can help her with her tech. Yeah, she help with the tech. She need help with her website. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, we need to get some of these alligators out. They need to be in everybody's house. I can't do it.
And I'm trying to get you help. I'm trying to help you with a website. You telling alligator. You need help with your website.
I need a bigger one.
The alligator long for it bite you, we can bite you.
Oh, honey, the teeth are real. These teeth are real. You should see how my dog does it. My dog be looking at it like, my dog thinks it's real.
John Big said, Mama spoke with me, love. And wow, that's why the white ladies envy our black women. Black don't crack. That's what's up.
Thank you.
That was up.
Thank you. 64 right here. 64.
Oh, right here. Man's been streaming for 9 minutes. Let it alone. That must be a hater right here. Live full.
It's okay. It gives you extra view.
I'm trying to see live full. Well, got my own liquor defense fund. And y'all speed.
You need it.
We say y'all speed Jim Ozone. Like, okay, cool. Yeah. I don't really talking about it. Look, I'm starting to see double. It's time to shut down. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Good night, family. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for all the
If you have
love.
any other questions, feel free to email. We can let's talk. I believe each one teach one.
Much
That's
love.
why I really love Major. I saw him with that little hashtag. I said,
All
he
right.
about the business.
So much. Appreciate you so much. I'll be talking with you real soon. Got number love.
All right.
Have a
Bless you.
good-
Peace out now.
Peace. Hey y'all, I gotta go. Gotta get up. This live was too freaking long, but I appreciate all the love and support. I really, really appreciate I'm tired as hell. I try to hold on. And I appreciate the donations. Okay, I definitely will do that next time. Definitely do that. She got a bunch of products. She do a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? She need help with her website, so we gotta try to come together and help with that. I'm gonna try to see what I can do, but I've been so busy. But thank y'all so much for everything. I'm tired. I gotta go to bed. Y'all making fun of me how my eyes look. I got look like a black Chinese. My eyes always like tight, like I don't know why, but don't let me fall asleep. I might catch myself, but I'm tuning in, But y'all know how I do. I'm driving. I'm doing a lot, so I be tired sometimes. But I held up good. I apologize. I thought my eyes was looking like I was sleeping over it's way up here. If I put it right here, my head gonna be too close. I'm gonna use my laptop next time where you can see me all on the thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. But I appreciate the donation. I appreciate the live chat. How y'all interacting with Miss Kathy and myself. Look, it's number love with this channel. You already know. Without y'all, there's no Major and no Major TV. So I appreciate that, man. All the love and support. Y'all really been humble. Y'all really show love. What have you? I ain't see no haters. Just say haters in the chat. I ain't see it, but it's so cool. I'm used to them anyway. But shout out to I forgot to even do my thing. I'm saying I off hours all day. But shout out to Ozone, man. Getting the visitation rights back, and GMJ, man, free both of them. We gotta fight for our sisters and brothers. We gotta be smart about it though. Real talk. Where's that? I can't even find it. Wow. Oh, I go right here. I've got even flash caught the screen, but we gotta definitely support them, you know what I'm saying? Donate. Make phone calls, write letters, what have you, you know what I'm saying? But more importantly, be safe and be smart, Don't be all emotional and everything that happens. You gotta be able to think. We gotta stop being the afterthought people and be a before thought people. We gotta really plan before things happen. After was we try to make all these moves, we get caught off guard. We gotta definitely be more responsible in our actions and our thoughts, We gotta definitely maintain and whatnot. But thank y'all so much for everything. I have to go. I love y'all so much. Appreciate all love and support, everything. Y'all stay focused, stay on cold, just be black. Peace.